The allegations that you have made anti-Semitic comments, and in particular, when you said on Instagram, I'm a bit sleepy tonight, but when I wake up, I'm going DEFCON 3 on Jewish people. Now, many people who are Jewish found that deeply offensive. They wanted to know, what did you mean by going DEFCON 3 on Jewish people? Because DEFCON 3, as you know, is a heightened state of awareness for military action. So what did you mean by that? Here's your chance to clarify what you meant by DEFCON 3 on Jewish people.
Well, thank you for allowing me to say what I meant due to the fact that I was blocked by Jewish people after I said that. So I wasn't actually allowed to say what I was about.
Bro, this is white woman behavior. That response, I feel like I've seen a TikTok of like a Karen, okay? This response I've seen on like, like on Karen Talk.
Instagram, I'm a bit sleepy tonight, but
Look,
when I
we're
wake
gonna
up,
run it
I'm
again.
going DEFCON 3 on Jewish people. Because DEFCON 3, as you know, is a heightened state of awareness for military action. So what did you mean by that? Here's your chance to clarify what you meant by DEFCON 3 on Jewish people.
Well, thank you for allowing me to say what I meant due to the fact
He's so sassy.
that I was blocked by Jewish people.
He's so
after
sassy.
I said that. So I wasn't actually allowed to say what I was about to say.
Dude, this level of passive aggressiveness is like, it's a really hard note to hit. It's like, oh, excuse me.
But what I was going to say is, I was going to talk about all of the contracts.
I just think it's funny that, yeah, exactly.
All of the misdealings that I dealt with as an entertainer. Being that I'm an entertainer, I've been wronged so many times by Jewish businessmen. And the reason why I say people, if a black man is caught in the car with drugs or a gun, and there's 3 other black guys in the car with him, guess what? They're all going to jail. So the reason why I say people is, I want those businessmen's wives and fathers, mothers, grandmothers, and kids to ask them, why is Ye so mad at us? Because they're taking money.
No, I think people know. I mean, I'm going to be honest with you. I'm pretty sure people know. It's just you're anti-Semitic. It's like David Duke coming out and being like, I want every black person to ask themselves, why is David Duke mad at every black person? Okay, well, mystery solved. You're David Duke. I think everybody knows at that point.
Out of my children's mouths and putting it into their children's mouths. I'll give you this parallel and this analogy. If you take, I just talked to Irina Shayk, right? And
yeah, he's clarified the DEFCON comments 4 times, and it has gotten worse each time. Usually, people have a better way of hiding their bigotry while still trying to make a bigoted statement. Kanye West does not, because this is all recent developments for him, so he hasn't learned the talking points yet to be able to cover his ass, to just dog whistle. You know what I mean? He's not doing that. He's just straight up being like, well, I said DEFCON 3 because I'm anti-Semitic. And here are some anti-Semitic reasons as to why I'm anti-Semitic. And also, you should agree with me because I'm Kanye West. Because if your starting point is that everyone obviously agrees with me on something like that, well, you're going to run into some problems. People are going to be like, wait, what the fuck? What? No.
If you look at a picture of her at age 14, this person is beautiful, like one of the most beautiful people that God has ever created, right?
What?
And if any man
oh no, Kanye, he's going libertarian. Don't do it, man.
And if you look at a picture
Bro, Kanye, he went full libertarian, dude.
of her at age 14, this person is beautiful, like one of the most beautiful people that God has ever created, right? And if any man did her wrong at a young age, she would get to the point where maybe she would actually hate men. You've heard that terminology, right? So I'm at a point where I'm frustrated. I have the right to my anger, And I'm saying that people need to fix it. I'm not going to fix what I feel until what I'm feeling is fixed.
Okay, can I respond?
You're not just going to shut me up and say...
No, I'm not going to shut you up. Can I respond to what you just said? My problem with what you've said, I'll be straight with you, is that if I, as a white man, posted tomorrow on my Instagram, I'm a bit sleepy tonight, but when I wake up, I'm going DEFCON 3 on black people, what would you think?
Jew.
No, if I said black people, what would you think? If that was what I posted?
Well, did you accept that black people... You accepted that black people are Jew? Or
I'll come to that in a moment. On the specific, though, if I simply...
Bro, he doesn't understand the question. Like, he literally does not. He's incapable of understanding the question here.
He said, in other words, all black people was the implication of what I said. I would get rightly cancelled. I would get rightly vilified and abused. You, I suspect, would be outraged by a white person saying such a thing, because you wouldn't make any distinction about whether I was talking about certain black business people I'd fallen out with or whatever. You would think I was judging an entire populace by the color of their skin. You are, by saying Jewish people, on Jewish people, you're not saying Jewish businessmen, accountants, whatever, that you've had a problem with. You're basically saying in that statement, all Jewish people, which is why it caused such offense. And I'm curious whether you, even as you wrote those words, understood what Jewish people actually would feel when you said that, and didn't make any specific references to any individuals.
Maybe they would feel how all my people have felt. Maybe they would feel the pain of when a black artist looks up and they've completely been raped by 5 Jewish businessmen, and there's multiple accounts.
Why does the fact that
Oh, he's still doing it. Did not apologize for the anti-Semitism, man. Remember, this is the interview where he said, like, oh, that was last week. The anti-Semitism stuff was last week. You just want to bring me back to last week.
They're Jewish have anything to do with it?
Maybe they would feel like that.
But why would you say
it just so happens they are?
Well, okay, but why categorize them according to their religious faith, their ethnicity? Why would you do that? Why can't
The only irony here is that, like, Kanye West's anti-Semitism is forcing liberals who otherwise would be, very anti-communist, very anti-socialist, to come to terms and be like, Kanye, they're just businessmen. They're just capitalists.
You just described them as business people that you've dealt with. That's fine. But what you're doing by saying Jewish people, these constant tirades against Jewish people, many people find that they just find.
Yeah, by the way, remember that chatter that fucking said you're taking him out of context originally? And I told him, no, this is Kanye West. Yay. He probably, if we watch the full interview, there's probably going to be way worse shit in there that hasn't been fucking addressed yet by Twitter. He is the only person that looks way worse. I mean, not the only person, but he's one of the few people that comes across way worse when you see the full context, because the full context is basically him just repeating the same anti-Semitic shit and then adding on different layers of anti-Semitism to then point to why he's anti-Semitic.
That sounds like you have it.
I think it's a tirade.
Where's the tirade? That was a tweet. It was a tweet.
It's not just a tweet.
And you asked me to explain it. And that, have you felt my pain yet? You haven't felt my pain. You don't want to feel my pain.
Well, no, hang
you don't
on.
hold You don't hold accountability to my pain. You're being a Karen.
I'm talking about. I'm not a Karen
to the pain.
I'm not a Karen, and I'm not going to cancel you, and I'm not going to uncensor you. I'm simply going to challenge you on what you're saying. I think you don't understand the pain that you've been causing with some of these comments, and I think that one in particular, I can understand.
Oh my God. God forbid one comment could cause people to feel any of the pain.
I'm over here like, let them fight, dude. Okay, let them fight. They both suck.
That my people have went through for years. Even like the blacks being ushered to the left during the civil rights movement. No one has cared about black people.
All right.
No one is.
Let me say, I agree that the racism against black people has been utterly deplorable, shameful, unacceptable, And thank God the world is beginning to move to a better place about the way
what
it
about-
has treated
okay,
black
what
people
about-
like you. However, one form of racism, yeah,
No,
doesn't
it's
justify.
almost in a better place.
Well,
But you
one
see,
form of
the way
racism
you're
doesn't
cutting me
justify
off
another.
is not a better
I'm
place.
not cutting you off. I'm finishing my sentence so you can respond. One
It's
form
not-
of racism.
it's not-
one
it's not
form of
racism.
It is racism when you say I'm going DEF CON 3
clarify
on
the
Jewish
truth.
people. That's racism.
No, it's not.
It is.
I thought you had a platform where I could explain how I felt. You don't care about how I feel. You just want to shut me up. You don't want me to say out loud what my people have been going through.
I do.
Dude, what the fuck? It's such a weird, inherently contradicting ideology that Kanye West is trying to put out there, where it's like black Israelite theories, minor instances of like the recognition that black people have been suffering, only to then turn around and spread every contemporary anti-black rhetoric you possibly can fucking say. It's so wild. He's openly anti-black, spreading anti-black conspiracies while simultaneously claiming like, look, we, my people went through this. We struggled. It's so weird.
Or do you?
I do. I'm very happy to do that.
So what have my people have been going through? What led me to that point?
My
What
point is,
led me, a person, a successful, influential, extremely attractive person to get to that point?
What?
I am not doubting for a moment that you will feel genuine pain about the racism against you and other black people in America. Not for 1 second would I deny that.
Racism by who?
Well, by anybody. I think any form of racism is wrong. Any form of racism is
Oh
wrong.
my God, he's trying to get him to say racism by Jews against black people. Like, it's this weird place where he like, oh my God, it almost feels like he's trying to say like white supremacist racism, like anti-black racism, is an invention of Jewish people or something.
I didn't say DEF CON on anybody though.
You said DEF CON 3 on Jewish people.
Yo, that's crazy. Oh my God, he's literally saying that.
Specifically Jewish people. You didn't say any particular Jewish person. You said basically all of them. That is racism, yay. And I think if you were honest with yourself, given the fallout from this, you would think again about how you phrase that sentence. Because actually, you didn't mean all Jewish people.
Given the fallout.
I mean, he's owning him again. God, he's owning him again. He's owning him so hard. I love when he does the accent. He just, sorry, it's just the truth. He's just fucking ripping him. Accent equals win? Oh, 100%. It's true, though. Owned. Piers, you just got owned. Shut up, Piers. You got fucking owned. Argument destroyed.
What fallout?
You caused Jewish people?
What fallout?
Well, you were removed from social media.
Wait a second. You're not allowing me to talk, Chris. You're not allowing me to talk, Chris. Oh, I thought it was the same person.
Chris Cuomo interview. He's talking about the Chris Cuomo interview. Piers Morgan didn't make graduation. It's true. That is factually correct.
He's American. I'm British.
What is happening?
The thing is, I want to bring joy to the world. I'm a composer, right? And this is a symphony. Our life is a symphony. We have so many beautiful ideas, but I feel the anti-Semite has been a wall, a cloak that allows Jewish businessmen, boom, I'll only be the police officer that says, hey, this guy with the gun is the only person going to jail. I'll be the first person that does that in history, right? So look.
Oh, he's tying it back to his policeman analogy. Remember, he said like, oh, maybe you're saying like I'm racial profiling all Jews. So that's what he's tying this back to. He's saying like, I'll be the first policeman to say only the guy with the gun is going to jail and not everyone else in the car. Except when you say Jewish businessmen, you're still doing the profiling, which he doesn't understand for some reason. In order for him to not do the profiling, you would say businessmen. But he doesn't realize it.
No one else in this car riding with the guy with the gun and the drugs is going to jail. Are you happy? I'll play by rules that are not played by from my people, just for the sake of this conversation.
I don't want you playing by any.
So
I don't want you playing by any.
That makes you happy, right?
I don't want you to say things just to make me happy.
That's what colonizers do, is give us rules.
I'm not trying to
that's
colonize
what colonizers do, is give us rules.
I'm not trying to colonize you. I'm not trying to censor you. All I'm saying to you is, when you use a phrase, like I'm going DEFCON 3 on Jewish people.
Did you hear what I just said, though?
Yes, I did.
We're past that. We're past that in a conversation.
Well, hang on. We're not past it.
Did you hear what I just said?
We're not past it unless you're prepared.
Are you happy that I said I'll focus?
Let me explain what I. Let me
Are
explain.
you happy that I said?
I know. I heard what you just.
Brother, why are you talking over me?
Let me respond.
Chris.
I'll be back.
Let's respond. Let me respond, right? I'm simply saying what you've just said is not what you said on your Instagram post, and you know it, right? If you have a problem with particular businessmen who happen to be Jewish, that is a concern for you.
And you know it.
So you talk about all Jewish people.
Brother, what is the point? Brother, do you want me to grow from the statement? I just told you, okay, I was in a position where I've been hurt, and this is the way I had the right to express myself. The point of this interview is for you to question me, and then for me to answer and say, okay, even though the same rules are not applied to my people, if a person with a gun or drugs is pulled over and has three other people in the car, they're all going to jail. I'm not going to apply that to Jewish people for the sake of this conversation. Isn't that what you wanted? But you know what you did? You tried to civil rights me. You tried to pull me back to a week ago, but we're here today. There's been plenty of conversations and commentary since that, but you want me to go back to 1960.
No.
You want me to go back to 7 days ago.
All right, let me jump in. Here's what I want you to do. I want you to reflect.
Okay, so have we grown? Have we grown?
Here's how we grow. Here's how we grow. I want you to reflect.
No, have we grown? Have we grown? You're not in charge of my growth. You're not in charge of my growth, Chris.
Okay, let me phrase it like this. I'm about to suggest to you how you may grow if you choose to grow this way. And you can ignore me. You can ignore me.
Pierce, how much money are you worth?
Not as much as you, sadly.
Exactly. So take my advice. Maybe you'll get richer.
I would love to take your business advice.
Why would I listen to you?
Well, why don't you hear what my advice is and then work out if I'm wrong? Can we do that deal?
You haven't given me any credit or a moment of reflection for the comparison that I made, the brilliant, if I do say so myself, comparison that I made to the cops pulling over one black person and locking everyone up.
Yeah. Oh, we did see this. This is what we saw. No, this is the deja vu part, right? The clip that was circulating, and this is the part that we watched. That's why I knew that he was trying to fucking say, like, yo, I'm so brilliant. I just fucking made a comparison about my anti-Semitic takes to racial profile that cops engage in, even though he's still being anti-Semitic. Like, he didn't actually reverse it.
What you're saying.
And my tweet having issues. Wait a second. I wasn't done with the sentence. My tweet referring to all Jewish people, and I said, for the sake of this conversation, I will refer to the business people who have destroyed me and my people and my fellow creatives. But you didn't even accept that I gave you that. You tried to push me back into 1960.
No, I didn't.
You tried to push me back into last week.
No, I didn't.
Okay, do you accept that example that I gave you?
I understand completely the example you gave me. I think all racism is wrong.
So I feel that we've grown.
I would like you to reflect.
I feel we've grown. Do you feel we've grown?
If you've now changed what you wanted to say originally, my question for you is, do you now regret saying DEFCON 3 on Jewish people? Are you sorry you said that?
No.
I don't think it matters. You should be.
Absolutely not.
You should be.
Absolutely not.
Yeah, but you should be.
Absolutely not. Are the people, the Jewish businessmen that led me to that place, are they sorry for the way they to my
I don't know who you're talking about in particular, but I don't know why you keep having to say
and
they're
by
Jewish.
The way, you wouldn't,
what is the fact they're Jewish got to do with anything? Why do you keep doing that?
What do you mean? They're the Jewish businessmen that did that because
they're business people.
That's what they did.
Why do you keep saying?
Yeah, by the way, weird, but like I said, the solution to anti-Semitism is having a class-first analysis on capitalism. Very strange that this type of unhinged anti-Semitism has got Piers Morgan sounding a lot like HasanAbi. Interesting. He's like, no, they're just businessmen, Kanye. They're just businessmen. They're just behaving in a way that is consistent with businessmen. Very peculiar, very interesting. It almost feels like that is the truth. Is that this kind of rampant exploitation exists under capitalism, and capital owners are not even in most instances recognizing that they are behaving in a manner that is immoral, and they're just doing what they're supposed to be doing. And it has absolutely nothing to do with Jewish people or Christian people or anything like that.
Saying Jewish business people. Why do you keep using their religion, their ethnicity? Why do you keep doing that?
Let me update it then. Okay, so I'll say this. Would I have grown into the box you want me to go on if I say to specify the business people that have to my people that just so happen to be Jewish?
I think by doing what you've just done, I find that I'm not even Jewish and I find that offensive. Why do you keep having to do that? I don't think you get it at all. I don't think you understand the offense you're causing when you keep using their religious background, their ethnicity as a stick to beat them with. Why would you do that?
So what are you more concerned about? Getting the richest black man of all time to kowtow? Because it's not gonna happen.
I don't want you to kowtow. You can do what the hell you like. You're a billionaire. You can do what the hell you want. I'm just saying to you that I don't think you quite understand when you talk about. Okay, can I finish?
It's not Moti.
You're a multi-billionaire. Okay, well, congratulations. But
bro, that shit is so weird. I mean, it's not weird. It makes sense. Kanye West is angry about being exploited. Okay. But he also loves the fact that he has generated a lot of black wealth, and that's a signifier that everyone has to respect him because the bigger the number, the better the person. Like, he's been fed all this fucking propaganda. So that contradiction has led him to find the same exact fucking boogeymen that fascists point to, Jewish people. Because it can't be capitalist, because I'm a capitalist and I'm a billionaire. Look at how good I am. Do not disrespect me by not saying I'm a billionaire. Do not disrespect me by not saying that I'm a multimillionaire. That's fucked up. Like, those statements all imply the positive affirmations that Kanye ascribes to capitalism. But because he himself has actually reached that status, obviously capitalism can't be bad. And not all rich people are bad, but some rich people are bad. Who are those rich people? Jewish rich people. That's how he arrived in all of his mania, that's how he fucking arrived at the anti-Semitic takes that he has. Even though if he wasn't saying Jewish businessmen, but talking about capitalism and talking about how wealthy businessmen and the wealthy businesses that practice this level of exploitation are doing it and getting away with it because the people that they're getting away with, the people that they're exploiting this way are actually black people in many circumstances, especially in the record label business. And it's been happening since Motown, and it's going to continue happening because no one gives a fuck about black people because of white supremacy. If he said that, which is the true take, which is what is happening currently, then everyone will be like, yeah, he's right. But he can't say that. And the reason why he can't say that is because he himself is a billionaire, and he believes at his very core, in his own heart of hearts, he's like, that's a good thing. Being a billionaire is a good thing. Being rich is a good thing.
That doesn't change the fact that when you insult the Jewish people and say you're going DEFCON 3 on the Jewish people, that is as racist as anything you say you've been through and any pain that you've experienced. It's the same thing.
Thank you, Garma Kosh,
Racism
for the
is
5
racism.
gifted.
And you know that, I think, don't you?
Yeah, obviously. That's why I said it.
So you said it knowing it's racist?
Yes. I fought fire with fire.
Okay.
I'm not here to get hosed down.
At least that's honest.
Different type of...
What? Bro! Yo, what? He said, yeah, I'm racist.
freedom fighter.
That's honest. All right. You were racist because you knew it was racist, but you decided to do that because people have been racist to you. Is that your position?
No, I'm not. First of all, I can't. What is the beginning? Read the whole tweet. I'm sure you have it in front of it. Somebody in your office has it. Get him a coffee in the yay tweet.
What do you want to know? The whole tweet?
I want you to read it out loud, sir.
I'm a bit sleepy tonight, but when I wake up, I'm going DEFCON 3 on Jewish people. The funny thing is I actually can't be anti-Semitic because black people are actually Jew. Also, you guys have toyed with me and tried to blackball anyone who opposes your agenda. That was the exact tweet.
I like reading that whole thing. I can't be anti-Semite. I love Jewish people. I work with Jewish people. Yo, watch this, watch this. Some of my best friends are Jewish.
Right. So you know how that
How
sounds.
many times have you heard that statement?
Of course. Of course.
Wait. Have we ever heard that term before? But the funny thing is, they are. I work with Dove Charney that got kicked out of his company, out of American Apparel. I work with this guy every day. He's like my twin. He's one of my favorite people in the planet. And we work through that. And we talk through it. And he says, "Yay, why are you so mad?" And I'm like, this is why I'm mad. This contract.
Wait, so he's saying that like the Jewish guy that he works with literally is like, bro, you got to cool it. Like, why are you so mad at the Jewish people?
Right here. What's going to happen before I'm done? We're going to open up all of the music industry contracts, all of the publishing deals, all of the.
Oh, I fucking know Dove Charney personally. The guy's a pervert, ex-American Apparel owner that got ousted. Jesus Christ.
Athlete deals, all of the acting deals, all of the mortgages, all of the deals.
But that's fine. But yeah, that's all fine.
Business people who we went at.
That's all fine. You can do all.
But
Of
it
course
has
you
to
can
start
do that.
somewhere.
Of course you can do all that.
Let's get back to Kanye
Like your
West.
business acumen. Isn't that what you would like? Isn't that what equality actually means?
And of course I'll be judged by that, because when people come into power, people get judged. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's nobody that gets judged more than a straight white male. The straight white male has the least amount of a platform to even speak. A straight white male can't say, "My wife hurt me today."
Speak on it, King. I mean, he's so right. Bro, we got to run that back. I'm sorry.
You know what I'm saying? Like, there's nobody that gets judged more than a straight white male.
Bro, he's
The
so
straight
right.
white male has the least amount of a platform to even speak. A straight white male can't say, "My wife hurt me today," and because people will say, "Well, you're hurting women." A straight white male can't say, "Hey, a black employee did."
This is the most coherent he's been when delivering a take, and this is actually such a obvious like pandering take that this does actually make me reconsider Chauncey's perspective that he's doing this so deliberately. Like, that is quite literally just verbatim. He is pandering to you know who.
Didn't come in to work on time, because then people will say you're racist. A straight white male can't speak on a homosexual person because they'll say you're homophobic. And so I empathize with the position of the straight white male. And part of the reason why I empathize with that position is because I know that I'm headed to that position. And what position that is? Top power position.
Okay.
That's the top power position where you get.
What can you say about that he has not said?
Get all
Don't
the
do that.
rocks thrown. And
Okay.
that's the thing. I have friends, right, that will like.
No, it's not funny. It's not funny. Don't do that.
You know, actually, that's the reason why I'm going to be a good leader someday, because I'm really empathetic. But I call black people out on their stuff. I call white people out on their stuff, because we're all people. We're actually only one species. And in order to, whether it's my friends text
I see no color, brother. I'm colorblind, brother. We're only one species. There's only one race, and it's the human race, brother.
to me like, "Bro, you got to get in the gym. You're looking chubby in the photo." You know, it's like we have to hold each other accountable to what's actually happening. And it's so much is based on you did that tweet wrong. So what I will say is, I feel that my words demand more sensitivity for the frequency that I'm operating at, and and the amount of people that I'm communicating to. And I take that responsibility right now. But I will also say everything happens for a reason, because if it had been perfectly worded in English, and because there's nothing whiter than English itself, right? I'm already not speaking in my mother tongue, right? So
What's wrong with that line of thinking? That line of thinking is almost always, and this instance is no different than always, followed up by, saying a bunch of racist shit. It's almost always people who refuse to recognize the plight of, or the historic consequences of slavery, or the plight of black people or non-white people. That's why.
I think white had been perfectly worded in English. And because there's nothing whiter than English itself, right? I'm already not speaking in my mother tongue, right? So if I had perfectly worded it in the most sensitive way, then we wouldn't be here right now. Now we're opening up the conversation. Like I'm not allowed to say whether or not I'm running for office in 2024, but I'll tell you what, if the left, let's say the left would have never supported me anyway. And now I've got to call to attention, I am who you should support. The left did not allow Trump to be president. They treated him like he wasn't even the president. So
yeah, House said actually had a really good take here, because you have to acknowledge color and its impact on people, and that we have not eliminated racism. That's why when people say, like, I'm colorblind, they're saying you're colorblind in a society that certainly is not colorblind. So it's basically like saying you're blind to the injustices. So you're siding with the oppressive structures, you're siding with the oppressor in that circumstance, because silence in the face of injustice is siding with those who are carrying out the injustice.
Even then he won, he was losing half of the American people every day, and it divided the country. What I'm saying, whoever goes into office, for British media, for American media, we must support our leaders and not just run this hyper negative. You know what I will, and black people hate when I apologize for this. When I see people like John Legend and Chrissy Teigen talk down on the president, I'm like, wow, that kind of sounds like me. That kind of sounds like the telethon. I opened up this level of disrespect towards our leaders. And people were happy. And the left saw that and say, well, let's just have every celebrity do what Ye did at the telethon. So I take responsibility for that moment. And you know what? I just want to give.
Wait, he thinks it's a bad thing or a good thing? Did he just apologize for saying George W. Bush hates black people? It's such a weird way to have that conversation. Like, it's like a good moment, right? Which he's apologizing for. But he's also simultaneously taking credit for the concept of celebrities speaking to presidents. Pretty sure that happened before, man.
Also, I'm envious of the Jewish people. I'm envious of how they don't abort their children. I'm envious.
Literally not true, okay? Not true. Where is Kanye West getting his information from? Definitely not Jewish people. That's who he's not talking to, very obviously, okay? What the fuck? It's not even in the fuck. You can have abortions. Jewish people can have abortions. It's legal. It's allowed.
How they don't shoot each other in the streets and then rap about it. I'm envious of how their families stay together. I'm envious that they turn their phones off on Friday night and the family comes together. I'm envious of how they do the business together. And I want that for the darker Jews. I want that for the black people. I want that. We need that. God said we should remove the word want, right? Okay. We're going to have that. Okay. And this is the beginning of it.
But it seems to me, and correct me if I'm wrong, but it seems to me that you are acknowledging, as you've just acknowledged that it was wrong to say what you said about President Bush when he said he doesn't care about black people, and that may have encouraged all this disrespect towards presidents since. I think it's an interesting point you made. It does seem to me, Ye, talking to you, that even if it's hard for you to admit this, that you do regret the wording of that tweet which caused all the problems, and you wouldn't phrase it that way again. Am I right?
I would tell my dad that. My dad loved the White Lives Matter t-shirt, because what audacity does a black man have to wear the exact same t-shirt that a white man could wear? You know, and my dad was a Black Panther. I mean, we have a water purification center. You know, he's like the original Steve Jobs. Right. He's the educated version of me, right? And he liked both of those things, but he said, you know, Ye, he even calls me Ye now. He's like, Ye, you've got to be more sophisticated with your wording. And that wording, like I said, I'm a bit sleepy. And it lacked the sophistication needed to be the true conductor that I am. because it's the conductor's job to bring people together. And that was divisive, which is not who I want to be.
Right.
What's more important, the pain and the truth of what I'm talking about and what led me to that tweet, or the tweet itself?
I think both can be true.
Because
the problem you have is, I think you've acknowledged.
You have one tweet.
I think you've acknowledged that the wording of the tweet was offensive.
Years.
Yes, I understand, but you know the damage it caused, and I think
I understand that was offensive.
And I think that you have accepted
The
you probably shouldn't have phrased it that way. You as a white person are so stuck on the idea that what I said was offensive, which is a very caring approach. You're not sticking on the fact. You have not unpacked what happened with those contracts. I've said that, but you didn't ask me another question about it. That means there's an agenda. Absolutely not.
Inside of your platform.
I have repeatedly said to you that I'm sure I do not disbelieve that you've had contract business issues with various managers, accountants, and so on. My argument is that when you do it,
me or other me's.
I'm sure many other artists in the music business. Yeah, of course.
You know why you're sure? Because you don't care to do the research because it doesn't affect you.
No, it's because you said.
Have you done any research?
No. Yeah, let me explain to you. I'm not doubting what you're saying.
You don't care.
I do care.
You don't care about me. You don't care about my people. I care about me. I care about my people. So it's for me to stand up. And God forbid I step on someone's toes while I'm at it.
It's not someone's toes. You stepped on the entire Jewish people's toes with a very deeply inflammatory tweet, which I think you've now accepted. You shouldn't have phrased that way. It's taken a bit of time to get there, but I think you have accepted that, right?
Nope.
Have you accepted that you've put no effort into understanding how I got there?
I don't think he accepts that. Like, he hasn't. Pierce Morgan is just putting words in his mouth, bro. He has not accepted that at all.
I don't think, honestly,
10 years from now.
Honestly, I don't think there is any.
You're going to apologize to me about this interview.
I'm not.
You're going to apologize to me about this interview within the next 10 years.
No, I'm not. Because here's the thing.
Mark my words.
I don't doubt you've had.
It's very one-sided.
No, it's not.
It's very white-sided.
Oh, come on.
It's very one-sided. It's very like.
It's not white-sided. I'm not doubting you've had business issues. I'm saying the way to respond to that is not to go public to millions of people and say you're going DEFCON 3 on Jewish people.
Millions of people. Right. Millions of people have had DEFCON 3 on their contracts.
Right. You
didn't
say that.
You didn't say that. And said, millions of people. Well, I opened it up. Now I didn't, but now I'm saying it now.
Okay. So now what I think you should say, I think you should say to the Jewish people, I'm sorry for the offensive language I used in that tweet. I wouldn't do that again. This is what I really meant. I think people would respect you if you said that. I don't know why you can't just say that.
You know when I'll say it? When I sit down with the people who write out the contracts for the NBA and for the NFL and for professional music and for acting contracts. We need to go to the top lawyers, the top execs, the owners of the stadiums, the owners of the football teams, and the owners of the record labels. And we're going to put them all in one room. And we're going to read let's go top 10 in each one of these categories, right? Let's read Michael B. Jordan's contract.
Why would any of that? Okay, but why would any of that? Why would any of that?
Bro, I ain't finished. I ain't finished my sentence.
Nothing you're saying has anything to do with regret.
Hey, boy.
Don't call me boy.
Don't finish. I told you. Oh, don't treat me like a boy then. I'm going to finish my sentence of my idea.
Nothing you're saying has got anything to do with the tweet.
Cool. Bro, I was in the middle of a sentence, boy.
What is going on right now? He hit the hard B, dude. Keep in mind, Ye runs a record label where he himself has ruined careers with mismanagement and horrible contracts. Yeah, of course.
Okay, so are you going to allow me to finish my sentence?
Yes. If you then answer my question.
Okay, so I'm going to tell people when I would apologize for the tweet. This is what has to happen first. I need all of the top executives in Hollywood. I need the top executives at the NBA and at the NFL. We'll do those two sports specifically. And I want the top executives in music, dealing with publishing, dealing with like Spotify and Apple Music. and Universal Music and all the top exec. Let's do like 5 top execs there. And I want to look at the.
Wait, so what's going to happen when, like, not everyone in the room is Jewish? Like, is he going to be shocked to find out that reality or something? Like, how does that work?
Top 10 earners in each one of those fields contracts openly. We want to compare and contrast the contracts. And then once we open that conversation, and we need to do it on a.
By the way, even when he's talking about that, he's talking about like Michael B. Jordan. Like people who are still, of course, being exploited, but like infinitely less exploited than like the bottom 99% underneath the top 1%. Like he's still, even in that situation, he's like riding or dying for the top 1%.
Form live with lawyers asking questions, and we'll have the top lawyers like a Johnny Cochran, Robert Kardashian level legal team, you know, looking at all of these contracts together. After that moment happens, then I will say, I'm sorry.
Okay, if that's your position.
That's clear. Interview adjourned. Love you.
Wait, what?
Okay, that's the end of the interview.
Wait, is it?
I mean, I just get the feeling from you that you.
Wait, no, it's not. Wait, no, it wasn't the end of the interview. What the fuck? Yo! That's crazy. That's crazy. That's wild that happened.
You're obviously a complex character, brilliant in many ways, fascinating, like I say, compelling. You have a huge appeal to millions of people around the world. It just seems to me that occasionally your mouth gets you into trouble, and that perhaps on reflection, sometimes you look back and wish you hadn't said things.
Someone in the chat said, me when I quit League at 9 p.m. Yeah, dude, I felt that. That's like, yeah. That's me when I say I'm never playing Valorant again. I go on a fucking 3-game losing streak. And then I'm like, I'm done. I'm never playing this fucking shit game again. And then it's like 20 minutes later, I'm like, okay, maybe a little bit.
Is that accurate?
Nah, not really. Because the things I say are on behalf of God. Like, it's not always godly because I'm a man, but God is definitely using me. You're Catholic faith?
I am.
What's
Yes.
your background?
I am
What's your
Catholic.
religious?
Catholic, yeah.
Well, we're working for God here, and it's just like with black people now with entertainment, we're coming into wealth, but all the other, you know, black people with anywhere near my amount of wealth would never cross the lines of, you know, taboos inside of the media.
No, not just black people, man. Just like most normal people wouldn't. Because they're not fucking insane.
Let me ask you about your family. Yeah, lots of speculation, of course, constantly.
If you understand what I'm saying.
I understand what he's saying. He's asking to be complimented for the courage that he's demonstrated for being fucking like insanely anti-black and also anti-Semitic.
Do you think that we can move forward as a civilization without there being any offense? Because one person's truth can be the other person's lie.
I think it entirely depends.
You know, it's like,
I think it entirely depends. Honestly, pardon me.
Yeah, he's right. Kanye West is actually defending civilization and moving it further by being anti-Semitic. Congratulations to Kanye West. I just gotta hand it to him. Thank you for advancing society, Kanye.
Wants to say yes to that, but I do think there is a line, and we should all be mindful of the line. And the line to me is, I don't think any form of racism or perceived racism should ever be tolerated. I don't think that is free speech. It's just hate speech. And I think one of the problems with what you said about the Jewish people was the more generic way that you phrased that sentence. People didn't understand you were talking about specific business people you'd had a problem with. They thought you genuinely meant you were going DEFCON 3 on all Jewish people. And they took that to be a blatant form of anti-Semitism. I think you've explained in this interview that was not your intention at all, which is good. But I think if you're asking me to interpret what...
Did he though? Pretty sure that's not a fucking explanation nor a apology.
What you've just said yourself, that would be my interpretation. That, you know, you're work in progress, and sometimes you say stuff
I didn't just
which
explain.
doesn't quite get over what you're really meaning.
But what I really mean is,
No, there's no bread in
I
it.
don't want it to be settled. I don't want to be forgiven by Jewish people until we get to what the problem really is. I don't want, you know, like Elon, he got on Twitter, he said, I talked to Ye, he took it to heart. And I liked my boy standing up for me, but I was like, but the fight isn't done though. Everybody, white media, left media, they just want to squash the fight. They want to keep the pain of George Floyd going, right? But they don't want the pain of our representatives.
What did Elon Musk say to you about the tweet, out of interest?
It's vague to me right now. I don't want to misquote him.
What was the general?
It's vague to me.
What was the general point of what he was saying?
Uh-oh. Leak it, motherfucker. Let's go.
It's vague to me. It's truly vague to me. I'm an honest person. I tell you what it was. But I keep on saying it's just always about this tweet. It's so much more. If you look back at this interview, and it's like a direction arrow, it's more in the direction of fixing the statement than fixing the problem.
I think both
and
things,
that's my problem.
I understand, but I would say to that I think they're two different things, and you can fix both actually.
I mean, he's not wrong, but not in the way that he thinks he's not wrong. A lot of this interview has been around him apologizing and addressing his comments. Except the problem isn't fixing Jewish businessmen, because there is no issue there. The issue is capitalist businessmen. The issue is capitalism, not singling out one group of people within the executives.
And I accept that part of what you were trying to do and the point you were trying to make, I completely understand it because you've explained it in more detail.